What's up, guys? I'm your host, Joe Lucie, and you're watching Eventually It All Connects.
Eventually.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the first episode of my
Welcome back.
podcast.
Hey, welcome to Jojo's first episode of the podcast with her special guest. I am Frank Mgoyo. I'm her friend, more like cousins because we've known each other for like 10 plus years, so we just say cousins. And yeah, how do we start this off, Jojo?
So as you can read the title, this topic or the topic for today is going to be finding your passion. And what I'm going to do with every single guest is I'm going to ask them a question, and it's the same question for everyone. And the question is there a time in your life where you didn't know it then, but are now realizing that eventually it all connected to today?
I think my first internships, my first one was just a random intern. It was in Tanga. They'll send me around to like, how do I say this? Survey people or survey how much prices are of fruits, vegetables, and whatnot. And at some point, the company wanted more footage of things like that. So they bought a camera and they handed it to me. Obviously, there's no instruction manual how to use a camera. So I tried my best to learn how to use a camera. Got better, did photography for a while, tried videography for a bit, moved on to my next internship that taught me how to be a graphic designer. And then from then, I think those three things is what paved me to the things that I do right now. So if it wasn't for those things, realizing those events happening in my life, I wouldn't have my job right now. I wouldn't have my passion or videography or photography or even my company BYZ wouldn't be a thing if I didn't put those efforts that I learned at the internships right now. Yeah, that's probably
And
it.
it's obviously something you didn't know then because you're probably just like, oh, I'm just going to do this just to do this.
Yeah, like it was just something like, hey, it's your job. You've been given something to do it. But you never expect it to be like a life skill or something that you continue doing or want to do, you know?
Yeah.
Because before that, I was oblivious. When I zaga zaga to like just living life and not knowing what kind of life I want or what kind of course or way to take for my life.
Yeah, that's very interesting. What do you do? I mean, you sort of explained it, but what do you do?
I'm a graphic designer for a construction agricultural company, as well as I'm part of an event company called BYZ.
The founder, the CEO.
Yeah,
You're not a part of it. You are it.
yeah.
He
I'm it.
is BYZ.
Yeah.
BYC is him.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Um,
What do you guys normally? What do you guys do? Like,
so BYZ is an event company. Basically, we host events. We started pretty small as a house party. Actually, not even that. We started. It was actually a spam page. It was three
oh
of
my
us, and we
gosh,
just posted random things on the
I
spam
didn't know
page.
that. That's very
And then we
interesting.
did music for a while. We released music, guys, back in the day. And then after music, we did YouTube. So we made a lot of videos. We tried going weekly. I think we did for like a year. And then after that, we tried events. Our first party was a house party. And then we tried another house party. And then we did one at a lounge. And then now we're in the clubs. So shout out to us. It's growth. We're happy.
That's nice. You said there was a time where you were struggling to find your passion. Like, what was life like then?
Life before finding, I wouldn't say passion because I don't know if I fully know my passion yet. But life before knowing what to do or having things to do was boring. It was quite dull, and I think kind of caused mental issues because you have nothing to do. So mentally, it's just there, and you want something to do, but you don't know what, where, how to start, where to find it. But inshallah, the Lord gives you a path or a way to get to it. Yeah.
Were you like did you have anxiety basically during those times, like you're like, oh my gosh, and then you have, obviously you have like people pressuring you as well, so did you have like feel very pressured to be like, I need to know now, or were you?
More like people would always ask, them questions your uncles or aunts ask you, and then you just freeze, and you're like, you
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Like I feel like a dumbass. Don't know if I can swear, sorry, but like I feel stupid when they ask me a question like and I don't have an answer. But squeezing a Madibu, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, the pressure was being asked a question and you don't have answers. That's something I really don't like.
Yeah.
So when they asked me that, I would feel nervous because I didn't have an answer then. Yeah.
That is very interesting. Why did you choose to go down this route? Because it's basically in the creative industry where obviously it's like not like the stuff that you do are not very like they're not different things. Like it's all basically the same thing with photography, videography, and editing, and even event planning is sort of
Yeah,
in there
like
as well.
the route. What was the question again?
Like, why did you choose to go down this
Oh,
route?
honestly, it was a given. I guess the Lord put down, hey, nakushia camera. Hey, I give you an internship. Here's a laptop, graphics, and then I guess from there on, it's not the path I chose. It was the path I was given, and I'm taking it as it is, and hopefully it will lead me to something more prosperous in my future.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because to be honest, if something else was thrown back to me back in the day, like accounting, I probably would have taken it, and I would have been an accountant right now. But I'm happy that I'm in the creative field because it's very fun in the creative field. It's
So
not
fun.
always numbers; it's also colors.
No, it's really fun. If you're given like, let's say, someone gave you okay, obviously I think you probably have to have a degree in it, but if someone gave you like an accounting job right now, would you still take it or you'd be like, ah?
Honestly, right now, for me to drop what I'm doing, it's money, my friend. If the money is triple of what I'm making right now, and I have to take like a year, 3 year course as an accountant, I'd probably take it, to be honest. Actually, no, 3 years, a year courses, and I'll probably take it and then get an accounting job if it pays more than what I'm getting right now.
But what if it requires you to kind of even if it required you to like drop everything, as in like you don't have time to do what you're doing now?
I would leave my current job, but I cannot leave BYZ because that's a passion. Well, I can't leave BYZ because I love events. I love seeing people enjoy having fun,
He's an
being happy.
extrovert. He loves socializing.
I the
He's
thing
an
is,
extrovert. Don't let him lie to you.
now I'm saying the truth though, because like, yeah, I'm extrovert. I'm out there. Like I'm out all the time. Not all the time, sometimes. But at the same time, it's like I also enjoy my space. Most times you'll catch me at home watching anime, chilling, sleeping, eating snacks. I forget to work out. Like that's also a life I enjoy. If my whole life was just mostly being inside,
Yeah.
I choose that more than going outside.
That
100%.
is very
Yeah.
interesting. But also, what if, like, let's say, also the thing with even finding a passion I've realized, which I'm like, I should ask you this. If what you're doing that you're passionate about didn't pay money, would you still do it?
If it didn't take too much time, I guess I think I would. Like theoretically, if I had an accounting job and I still want to create YouTube videos or host events on the side, I think I would still do it. Yeah.
Because that's, for me, that's how I know that it's my passion. Because I'm like, if it's something that even if I'm not getting paid, I would still do it because I'm happy. I'm like, that's what
Yeah.
I consider like my passion.
I think that is my passion. I think events and
You guys, he
graphics
found his
are my
passion
passion.
here on the
To be
podcast
honest,
first.
like I thought
Hey.
my only passion was basketball.
Eventually, it all connects. Makes
Eventually,
you
it all connects, my
find
brother.
your passion.
But yeah, I guess I would consider those my passion. Because honestly, I was just thinking of basketball because basketball is something I enjoy a lot.
Yeah,
Like not to the point I want to go pro, but I enjoy watching the sport, playing the sport, talking about the sport like 100%.
yeah.
I'll say my passion, but yeah, I think when it comes to graphics and event hosting, those are also my passions. Thank you for making me realize that.
Let's
Shout out to
go.
eventually it all connects.
But yeah, with being as young as you are and the culture that we live in, do you get criticized for not doing what adults consider normal for someone your age? Because you are 22 years old, and basically, adults consider like, oh, what you're supposed to be doing is going to college right now, or getting a degree, or even not even just even finishing the degree, but also like starting to get a job.
I
Do you
think
get criticized for it?
I think not. I wouldn't say maybe I'm criticized like in the background, but most time where I feel like it's pressure, or I feel nervous is when when your aunties or uncles ask you, "Excuse me, I'm finding you know,
Yeah.
and like if you freeze how najibu, that makes me nervous and embarrassed because it's like why the fudge do you not know your passion, or why aren't you doing something about it?
Yeah.
Which totally makes sense. So I don't think you'll take a certain route to where you want to be or you have to be, because they always say take your time to get where you want to be. But most cases, like family members or people assume or want you to go school, uni, find job. I skipped the uni route and I went straight to job.
We both did. I did as well. Let's go. Creatives, you guys. That's what happens when you're creative.
Well, mine wasn't much of a choice, but now I could still do it. I think about it most times. Like sometimes I just want to experience what college and uni is like.
Yeah.
But most cases, I already have a job. I have a side business. So right now I'm chilling until if anything occurs to go worse, or if I'm willing or open to learn more, I'll probably do it. You know, I might be behind, but I don't really mind that as long as I, eventually do it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the thing is that people don't understand is that university is always there. That's why even with me, I'm like, I'm not pressuring myself to go to university.
But at the same time, it's embarrassing. Like imagine we're 30 and then we go to uni.
And if you're
It's
going to
just
be, if you're going to
embarrassing.
judge me because of
'cause
this,
like,
I beg, listen, I've had more life experience than you.
like I'm 30 and I'm in the same class as a 22-year-old. I'm like, damn.
You know that actually happens. Not even 30. There's some who are like 40 and they're with Nani,
But
22-year-olds.
like, most times it's like masters and stuff, but all the way uni. It's interesting. That's something like I fear about, which isn't like a major thing. Because I was thinking, but I'm at work right now. There's people there who are 50 and I'm 24. How did that happen? Like, no. Like, they say
Your
work-
bestie is a 50-year-old
my,
at work.
my best year at work is about to hit 30. And I'm like, I'm 22. But I really like this person as a friend. Like, she's dope as fun.
Yeah.
But to imagine that, like, honestly, take your time. Whether you're early or you're late, or you're there or you're not, do it.
Like, there's no formula, a certain formula
There's
to
no,
life.
honestly, there's no formula to life. Ale kudanganya shule. Nendeni shule na shule, uni. That's just a form that was put in our heads, but at the same time, it's like choose your own life that you want to go through, you know?
Something that makes, for me, I'm like, if it makes you happy, do it. If you going to university makes you happy, 100%.
Yeah, or it makes
Go.
you happy to go towards what you want, like being a doctor. That's in the university.
Please, no,
Honestly,
if you're
being
actually starting to be a doctor,
doctor,
don't listen to the fact that I'm saying
Like,
university
uni
is
is
bad.
important. I won't lie to you. Like you have to go. You should think about going, but it's not always someone's path to fully go to that. You know.
But if you're not going to go, don't say, "Oh, I'm not going," and then not do anything the
Oh
years
yeah,
that you're not
facts. You just can't
going.
be a homebody living in your parents' house at the age of 45. Hujatafuta kitu cha kufanya, huna kazi ya nini.
No, that's where I'm like, no, because if you're taking the route of not going to university, at least have something in plan. We're like, okay, I'm gonna take a few courses. Okay, I'm going to get
Find a
experience
job,
with life and with work.
Get a job, get your money up, something.
You have to do something. And the good thing as well that I even come to realize, even with like university, is we have technology these days. So there's literally online university
Yeah, 100%.
these days. So I'm like, if you want to, like, let's say do both, at least you have like, you can do online university and go to work. So it gives you both, like the best of both worlds, sort of.
100%.
That's if you don't, because some people like, oh, they want to go physically, or even some people, they learn better physically than they do online.
Same though.
So it just depends on you. Like
Me, it's
everyone's
like-
different.
I tried online. Boy, was that hard. Because I'm like listening to the guy teach, but at the same time, a notification that something popped up just came up. And then I focus on notification, I forget that I'm in class.
And you're like, what did he say?
And what did he say? I used to like screen record it so I know what I'm about to watch. I mean, like screen record it so I can rewatch it later. Because I don't pay attention during the class sometimes. Like, it's just long, you know?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I learn when I'm just sitting on a bed watching a man speak.
Which is
It's
why
an
it's
experience.
that's true. But which is why even like obviously sitting on a bed is not good. I'd rather like if you're like at home, do it on a desk where you're sitting.
Exactly.
I would do it like, okay, go take a shower. Because some people when I put it there in the pajamas in bed just listening. It's like no,
Whoa.
just go take a shower, get ready for the day, and then sit on a table so that you can actually focus. So there's like different things when it comes to like university and the whole culture that we live in. Because like for someone that has lived in the U.S., like the U.S. culture and the African or Tanzanian specific culture, completely different. Because
Yeah, obvious.
those parents there will be like, go for your dreams, like do what you want, what makes you happy.
African mother would never.
That's why I said with the culture we
They
live
will.
in.
Like some mothers, my mother is great.
So is mine, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, it's like definitely go for your dreams, but also ipange. Mom was you have a dream, sour, but have a path or plan a path or plan a way for you to do it.
Yeah.
You can't just say you want to be a photographer. I want to take a picture of leaves in January. Like push yourself out there, like towards something that either makes you money. Actually, no. The only answer it has to make you money.
There's no anywhere
Like,
out.
yo, that's just of life. Life is not cheap, guys.
It's really not.
Oh yeah, to all my kids out there, I know daddy's money, mommy's money feels good at the moment. Sometimes it may not be enough, but when you grow up, it's never enough.
When they say there's food at home, there's actually food at home.
Facts, bro. Honestly, they weren't wrong, bro.
They really weren't.
All that
It's
begging money could have bought a house.
no, I'm not gonna lie. When I think about you, all of the like the food money or whatever that I have, I'm just like, nah. If I saved all of that, and it's not okay for me, it's more snacks and foods. I've stopped, but it's like if you count, which is why I haven't counted all the money I've spent on snacks. So I'm like, I know the minute I do, I will feel very bad.
Spend like 15 like bands a day on snacks. That was like
It's
for a good
bad.
month. I started calculating 15, 11,
And you go in your total you spent of money for the month, and you're just like,
how did I use 245K on snacks this month? Now you actually start looking at your like cash and you're like, damn, I really be spending like that, huh?
it's no. This whole situation when you have to budget and the whole financial
Oh yeah.
guys,
Shit that you give.
adulting is not for the weak.
It's not for
It's a
the
scam, but it's also not for the weak.
bro.
It's crazy. But yeah, what advice would you give someone that's listening to this or watching this and they're in that period of trying to find their passion?
Honestly, whatever comes to your table, whether it's an uncle giving you opportunity somewhere, whether I don't know something has been dropped towards you to be taken care of, like a camera, but whatever you see and whatever you're comfortable doing or willing to learn to do it, bro. To be honest, if you see an ad on how to be an accountant, check it out if you think about it. And then Ashaga, 3, 4 months later, God throws down like an application for you to go, or an uncle and aunt stresses about finding an accountant and they look for you instead. Like, if you focus and work hard for what you want, you can probably find something, or something will find you for what you can do with it. Find skills, find things to do. Don't just ziggy zaga and do nothing. Especially, I know it's hard finding a passion or finding something to do, but I feel like if you fully sit down and think about it, or see what's around you and you're like, I could replicate this, do it, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also YouTube. The good thing is there's YouTube and so many easy ways to actually learn something. But even with like for me, like it's like if you're trying to find your passion, do different skills, do different things,
Yeah.
and you can realize in the process, like, wait, I actually like doing this, I actually like doing that. But just try out different things, and it'll be much easier to find your passion
100%.
that way. But
Facts, bro.
yeah, so if you're out there and you're trying to find your passion, don't worry, you'll find it, and you just have to put in the effort
Yeah.
and the work of actually getting there. But yeah, so like I said in my trailer, all of this is gonna connect back to Christ and back to God. So I have a few Bible verses to read and a few things to say in the more biblical point of view. So the first verse that searched up is Colossians 3:23 verse 24, and it says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all of your heart as working for the Lord and not for human masters." And it's one of those things that I've even had to learn myself. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this for other people. I'm doing this for God. And obviously, God knows my path better, and His way is better than mine. So I'd rather do something with the mindset of I'm doing this for Him. And yeah, and the other one is Psalms 37 verse 4, and it's take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. This is a verse that I'm like, it's 100% true, because it's one of those things where whatever you're passionate about, that's God giving you that desires. And with like, if you want that to succeed, or if you want that to do well, you kind of have to focus on that and focus on Him and build that relationship with Him. And when you do that, then He'll give you what you want. He'll be like, you want this? Don't worry, I got you. You might think it's hard and you can't get there. Watch, I can do the impossible. Second verse that I have It's Psalms 37:4, and it's take delight in the Lord, and He'll give you the desires of your heart. And even with that, it makes sense of like whatever you want to do, and if you want to succeed, like when you take delight in the Lord and give it to Him, then He will give you what you want. And even with Him, with what you want, it's more of there's a reason why He's putting that passion or that desire in your heart. But yeah, and then the next one is Proverbs 16 verse 3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. This is one thing okay, with all of these verses, I'm like, I've had to learn them myself, especially with being a digital marketer. But with that, I've done that since the beginning, where I'm like, okay, I'm going to commit my plans and my company to the Lord and put my trust in Him, knowing that, hey, if I surrender it to Him, He will definitely establish my plans. So kind of, even with these verses, it's more of just have trust in the Lord with what you have, and trust that whatever path He's putting you in, He's putting you there for a reason. And it may be like, let's say He has a desire in your heart and He wants you to put in a certain place. It could be for like a long time, or it could be just for a season. But He has reasons. You may not know it, or you may not understand, but He has reasons into why He's putting you at a certain place at a certain time. And obviously His main goal is to build His kingdom and to make disciples. So you never know, even you being in that certain place, even if it's something that you don't want or don't like to do, Him putting you there could be Him trying to build His kingdom and to make disciples through you. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Thank you, Frank, for coming through.
You are very welcome anytime.
I appreciate it. I hope you guys learned from him, and I hope you learned from everything that we've said today, and you will take our advice with you.
100%.
But yeah.
The more you know, guys. Tune in to the Notes Connect.
The net. What Not him saying the podcast name wrong. You guys, he's fired. Thank you so much for watching Eventually It All Connects, or even listening to it.
Eventually.
Tune in for more episodes with more guests that you'll be excited about. But yeah, see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.